guys, we just saw Disney Plus's new Phase 5 animated series for Marvel called Eyes of Wakanda. This released last week, but I do want to do a video on it. All 4 episodes are out right now. They're about 30 minutes apiece, so you get yourself about 2 hours of content. And this expands on the lore of Wakanda. Let me start by saying, fuck Wakanda. I'm actually just testing the first 7 seconds. You know how YouTube changed the policy?
Yes.
Did I talk too much before I said fuck Wakanda? Anyways, yeah, so we watched the series. Is it a good animated series? Yeah, I guess it's kind of good. I'm curious. Is it something that you got to buy Disney Plus over? No, it is something that adds on to there. It reminds me very much of Disney's Star Wars strategy that they're doing with the Tales of the Jedi, the Tales of the Sith, the Tales of the Underground, and this is sort of Tales of Wakanda. But I say, fuck Wakanda, which is what I was thinking during episode, I think it was 2. Because I'm not a big fan of blind loyalty, as you can tell. And at one point, a dude has to kill his fucking friend for just some random fucking jewelry. Because Wakanda's, I don't know, apparently losing all of their fucking jewelry across the world.
They misplaced it.
And it's just highly irresponsible. I hate this isolationist country. And it's a blind loyalty to a country, not to family, not to people, not to friends. A person doesn't have that. It's just the idea of the country. And honestly, to a country that I see as selfish bad guys in the world of the MCU until recently, right? But I think that kind of adds to it a little bit. I guess there's a complexity here that it's like, hey, you know, if you really think about it, fuck the U.S. I mean, we did Black Ops. We've fucked with other countries. We've stolen artifacts. We've done stupid shit before, right? But we've also done good shit. And, you know, so you have that complexity of the countries and stuff and geopolitics and things like that. And so it has that. And it doesn't sort of shy away from that. It just kind of shows it. There are battles here, you know, and Disney does do a lot of cutaways from getting too wacky, getting too bloody. It's bloodless. It's not. This is a Saturday morning cartoon, basically. Yeah, a little splash here, brutality here and there, but nothing that's too, you know, for Disney Plus. But yeah, I mean. The Wakandan glorification here gets kind of out of control. Alex was like, wait a minute. So wait, did this happen? It's like, so like Wakandans invented seat belts. They have fusion technology. They discovered America. Did you know that it wasn't actually anybody but Wakandans? And they invented spaceships. They invented everything. It's like, god damn, man. And the whole premise is that Wakanda says that all vibranium is theirs. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. I just ruined the whole series. No, it's not. I mean, just because most of it is in your country's territory. Because you look at these artifacts. So the whole series is about them going out, grabbing the artifacts and bringing the artifacts in. It's a Black Ops mission, right? But if you look at the artifacts themselves are cultural bits from other cultures. And that's because they wanted to do this time thing where it's like, okay, we go to Greece, we go to China, we go to Ethiopia, and then the first one was, I forgot.
Crete.
But yeah, but these artifacts, they're all designed clearly. One's a fan, one's, this and that. So clearly the materials were made. It's not like the Wakandans were making Chinese fans out of vibranium and, oops, we lost the fucking artifact in China. No, they must have found some vibranium or something, and they made it, and you're coming and stealing their artifact and bringing it back. So, but whatever, the whole premise is like, nobody can have it because it will be a threat to us even though one vibranium, when you have 9,000 pieces, you can't let somebody have one.
They're not capable of having that power because it's too
and
much
then
power.
the other excuse is, well, we can't let them have it because they'll destroy themselves. Yep. And we are their stewards, even though we don't interact with them and we don't do nothing with them. So, I don't know. The whole Wakandan thing, it always rubbed me wrong until recently. I've always considered them the bad guys and annoying. And, but well-told stories, great voice acting, good animation, cool style, and trying to get, these stories within 26 minutes. I think they do a pretty good job in each individual one. There's a standout here and there. And the biggest thing, do you need to see them? No, but it makes me even more angry because you introduce this series introduced one small thing and one huge thing. There's the small thing. They introduce Iron Fist. This is the first time you get the official MCU Iron Fist. Obviously you got, Rand from the Netflix. Danny. I don't know if they're gonna do any of that. They opened the door to the possibility because this is hundreds of years in the past. There's been Iron Fists over time. So you see a different Iron Fist. That was a cool episode, probably one of the better ones. And then the final episode should be so epic. It should be so world-ending. So it's a time-traveling thing, and it introduces the fucking Horde in an animated series that 37 people will see. And I know we're doing a review on it, and I know it's not going to get very many views, but this is more historical for those that are interested or don't want to watch Disney Plus or don't want to buy Disney Plus. If you don't know the Horde is like a goddamn. That is the highest threat level that you can get. It is a galactic celestial fucking level threat, Joe. Like maybe the greatest threat ever. That's like the final boss kind of thing. If this were DC, it would be. Well, I don't even like the Horde. The Horde's kind of dumb because it's like basically these. In the series, it looks like robotic or powered up creatures. They're the locusts, and they are all one hive mind, and they're controlled by the one above all, the Fulgrim, and it infects Celestials, and those celestial beings that we saw we saw it in the Eternals. We've seen a little bit in Fantastic Four. It corrupts them, and they turn into the Dark Celestials. And so then I had to write some of this shit down. Let me read this to you because this is funny. The Horde are a species of insect-like beings that serve fulcrum, balancing the universe opposite of the Celestials. So they're the opposite. After the Celestials visit a planet and enhance 100 specimen into Eternals, and then another 100 into Deviants, they leave them to their own devices for 19 cosmic cycles. So then... But then the Horde are underground, and as centuries passed, in 1 million BC... Zgreb, the aspirant, traveled to Earth in search of the progenitor who came into contact with the plague that felled its fellow Celestial. Instead of killing Zgreb, the Horde mutated into a rabid Dark Celestial, and the Avengers of the Stone Age came into conflict with Zgreb and knocked it down and buried it deep within the surface. And then not long afterwards, the final host of Celestials visited Earth to investigate the disappearance of the progenitor and Zgreb. And the prehistoric Avengers then attacked the space gods, but were defeated. Learning of the Horde infection, the Celestials spared the Avengers and left Zgreb buried underground, possibly to avoid being infected themselves. And the Celestials believed that humanity's capacity for mutagenesis and superhuman change from the progenitor who died on Earth a long time ago will enable them to cancel out the Horde that will kill us all in the future.
You got that?
You got it?
It's going to be a test.
It's going to be a test on this. And that's all. That's not all in this episode. No. But the Horde is introduced into this episode. Yeah. And Wakanda is so goddamn important that if the Wakandans don't do this and this, then we will all die to the Horde. And this kind of sets up how we get to Black Panther, the movie, with Killmonger. and Michael B. Jordan's character. So it all fits there. But for some reason, that episode, it should be on this galactic level. There should be this threat level. But you do it in 23 minutes in a side animation. Yeah. It feels like the darkest and biggest threat is a throwaway side character. You'd never know, right? You say, oh, that's just a generic... You remember in X-Men when the little fucking spider dudes? I have the spider action figure. I barely remember much of it. You remember that little thing? The little thing looked like an alien, looked like a scorpion. Anyways, little side stuff, but it doesn't feel as epic as it should. And I kind of lost interest in that kind of episode. Yeah. The characters, it's just going too fast. So overall, it's a fun watch. I do think if you like Wakanda and you like time-spanning adventures. And I think that idea was probably the best, going on these Black Op missions. But I don't remember anybody's names.
Gouda.
Basha
and Gouda.
Okay, and the first lady?
Yeah, only because it's cheese. Gouda.
Noni.
Yes, very close, very close.
No.
Okay, and then the last two.
Gouda
was
one other,
the big guy.
Yeah, his name Cheese.
He's Prince,
that's
number 3.
That's the only reason Alex remembers that.
Of course.
All right, what did you... So that's my thing on it. Yeah, it's a good animated series. Mixed results on what it introduces. It's there for you. It's extra. Basically like Tales of the Jedi in animated form.
I think this was average for me. I wouldn't subscribe for this. I probably would have passed it. I do like the movies, but I'm not seeking out extra lore and stuff. I wouldn't check it out. I do like the voice acting and the music, but I was not a big fan of the animation. I just couldn't get behind the animation.
I looked at it
weird.
and I was like,
eh.
This is weird. Everybody's heads look weird.
Yeah.
And,
I didn't like the animation, but...
It's kind of like the Clone Wars, but taken to an extreme,
yeah,
even
a
more.
little too far. I'm still not a fan of. Well, I
kind of got used to it over time.
You've seen the Clone Wars. I haven't seen the Clone Wars.
Yeah, so I like it a little bit more. This is directed by Todd Harris, mostly done by Todd Harris. Who's Todd Harris? We hadn't done any other directing before, but he's all over everything that was successful. Wakanda Forever, Avengers Endgame, Black Panther, even Bullet Train as art department. He's the storyboard artist. He's the artist that does all the shit for all of these. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Hawkeye. So, and even John Wick Chapter 4, What If series. So now he's good. So that's a cool story, guy. And then now he's in the director's chair and he gets to do this. And, for the most part, it works. But I don't think it's going to set the world on fire.
No, these stories are pretty good. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna move on and forget about them later.
Yeah,
but if they're good,
I think wow.
Well, let's say like average, but they were all right. Some were obviously better than others, but it's like it's fine.
Yeah, for me, it passed the time. I wouldn't say that there's a whole lot of quality here. If you're gonna watch a 4-part thing with some of the whether it's a Disney-led animation where some of the characters are really fucking stupid and some of them are okay and it spans a period of time, then watch Killer Killers because that's the better. Yeah. It's the same company. Yeah. I mean, just like watch that. It's better. Yes. And
Predator.
That was saying that some of those characters are incredibly stupid. The pilot guy is awful. Yep. So some of the stories here are okay. I was really disappointed that we didn't really do a whole lot with the whole historical thing. Like we kind of didn't kill. Like I felt like I got more of the, I got more of the samurai and the ninja stuff. I got more of the Viking stuff in that. And here we go to the Trojan War, and it's like
just for a trinket. And you gotta go get trinkets.
Yeah, and so I was hoping they'd do something more interesting with the history, maybe answering some things.
That's like literally what it was. Retrieving trinkets. The story is not any deeper than that.
Yeah, I mean, like we could have done like things like Bermuda Triangle stuff, Amelia Earhart, like Lost Colonies. Like do something interesting where it's like, oh, that's an alternate take on how something could happen. Not like, oh, we're gonna retell you the story of the Trojan War, but worse. And And it was
make Wakanda responsible for Achilles.
It's just not. It's not great.
Wakanda is when I say that.
And then I thought the pirate thing. I actually thought it was going to be really cool when I was watching the trailers. Like that sounds actually kind of interesting.
There's a pirate thing.
The very first one,
the Raiders,
lion,
the
lion guy, and I was disappointed. But like, because I didn't really get to see much of the whole pirate thing, we could have gone because it's potentially interesting. He's like, "Oh, I'm trying to free people," and they're like, "Hey, you're just as bad," and they mention it, but that's as quick as they mention it, and then it's gone. And other than like one, maybe two sequences in the entire 4 episodes, I don't think there was a whole lot of like action stuff that I was impressed by. So
there's fights, but I don't know. Like I said, they go by quick.
Animation is one of those places where we should be playing and we should be pushing. I mean, that's kind of the whole point, is to do things that are larger than life and do all these other things. I just didn't feel like we got it. So past the time. A crass friend of mine says, "Oh, it'll make a turd" when he's eating something that, is not very great. And like feels like this show will make a turd. But I wouldn't tell you to watch it, even if you have Disney Plus, unless you're bored. Don't watch it. If you've seen every piece of media and you have to see this because you're completionist, then fine. But I wasn't really impressed by the story or the characters or the deepening of the lore or the handling of anything or the art style so
interesting. Yeah. So if you didn't like a lot of those elements, I'm curious. Let's make this short. Let's go right to the final verdicts there. The characters, they don't stand the test of time. I'm already forgetting.
Yeah, exactly. Like because of the cheese, like a lot of these characters are just like
Gouda. I love Gouda. Well, they don't even pronounce it Gouda. They call it Howda. But like
Gouda.
Yeah, I'm at a 5. Like I did like the fight between Iron Fist and
Bashar.
Yeah, and I did want to see like more cool pirate stuff, but like you said, it was kind of lackluster on that. It was just like too short, not very memorable. Good moments at times, but totally skippable.
Yeah, I would have rather had episode 1 and 2 double their length, and we just cut the second 2 out because it's so. But ultimately, I think it's probably a little below average. I was thinking about work I had to be doing while I was watching this, and if I'm thinking about like
So what did you say? The one and which one did you not like?
So there's the lion. There is episode.
Yeah, that one's weak.
Yeah, and then
episode 1.
I think a lot of them. And then episode 2, we get the Trojan. And then episode 3 is Iron Fist.
I actually think that's probably the better one.
Yeah, I didn't like the main character.
Like okay.
I don't like him at all. So it's like
we'll go into individual ratings here in a second.
Yeah,
go ahead.
So it's like I'd rather they had picked 1 or 2 of the stronger ones and double their length, and we get to go through some of these things, and we get to nail some of the combat scenes and the characters, and that. So I think that. 4, I think slightly below average. Slightly below.
Is it below average animation show? There's a lot of crap animation. I guess I watch too much animation.
I mean, at best, it's a 5. I mean, it's one of those things that like I was not sitting there going, "Hey, I like that scene." There's a lot of times where it's like, this scene happened. And 2 hours passed.
If you don't like the animation style and the hyper exaggerated heads and the things, then I can get it.
Yeah. So I ultimately didn't really like. I don't hate any of it. I don't have any strong negative feelings towards it, but I have 0 positive feelings towards it at all, and so I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah, it makes sense. I like a little bit more. I'm going to go 6 out of 10. I think it's slightly above average. At first, I hated the animation with the wacky heads, and I started like a few of the characters, but again, I wish there was more. So it's like it's too short for this format, and then 4 episodes. You're going to go this short, then hey, we can see 20, we can see 14, we can see something, we can develop this kind of stuff. But over time I liked the animation, and it was interesting to me. So this guy definitely has talent, going from storyboard artist to director. I think he did a good job with what he had. I like Ebo, if you remember him. He's the guy with the funny mustache, like John Waters mustache.
Oh yeah.
But none of them really rose above. It's like the animation grew on me, so I like the animation. I think a few episodes are good. The other ones kind of hold it down, and it's meh. It's there. And that's 6 out of 10. I don't think it's bad or anything. It's just some, what do you call it, Disney Plus content to keep your subscription going, because right now there's barely any reason if any
Ironheart.
reason at all, to keep my
Ironheart.
Disney Plus.
Watch
This is
that.
not helping. This is literally just maintaining. All right, so I'm giving 6 out of 10. So basically 4, 5, 6. Boom. Okay, so let's go into the individual episode description so that you can understand why I say fuck Wakanda. Okay, here we go. All right, so episode 1 is called
Lion's Den.
Lion's Den. And Joe, go ahead with the word.
This was a cool pirate one I wanted to see. We are
Nani.
Crete or
Nani.
something like that. There's some ships coming up. They see them on the coast. They're raiders coming in and start attacking everyone. And what was his name?
Noni? I don't know.
Noni was
guessing.
sent there because 2 weeks prior they found out that one of the guards has stolen some equipment, and now he is their king or their leader of the raiders.
One of their previous generals who was regarded as a good fighter. He's the Lion.
He's only second to the Black Panther.
Right.
And Noni beats his fucking
and
ass.
just this generic person who was kept out of the, what do they call the female chicks? Fuck.
Doraj Malage or something like that? Dora Malage?
Dora Malage. Hey, damn, good. There you go. Recall's better than mine. So basically, she kicks his ass, and it's kind of unbelievable because in the fight, I'm like, okay, once we get to the... Well, number one... I'm sorry, Joe, keep going.
Well, she gets captured. She gets captured. So the guy will show me where he's at because she's trying to take him. But she's also fighting the Viking that I want to know. Is like, where the fuck did you get this Viking? A samurai, an assassin. I'm like, what?
A Samoan
Chinese guy?
A Samoan guy. I was like,
Samoan guy?
I'm interested in how the fuck you got your crew
I
together.
get all these fucking people together, and it turns
and
out...
tomatoes.
And
Tomatoes. And he had
So-
orange carrots?
No, yeah. So, okay, and then tomatoes, that's only from the New World. So it has to be that they've already discovered America and they've already developed the new genomes for the different carrots and shit. But whatever, I guess they forgot. But Nina or whatever her name is, she defeats the fucking lion guy really quickly. But here's the thing. She kills this multinational force who loves him and who he feeds well every day. And his empire literally grows from him, and I'll give him like a small contingent that left with him, even though Wakanda would never allow that. So you would think it's just him that got. And instantly he has this huge empire with these massive ships, and it makes no sense that, like, in the span of, let's say, several months, there's a country that rivals Wakanda
He
in
has
the world.
Wakanda tech, so it happened
He
instantly.
had one.
It's an ancient. It's a dagger that when you hit it, it makes boats, and it's like that's
that
how it
had
works.
to be the only excuse. Or maybe he took some Wakandan boats. But again, if he did all that shit and took a lot of resources, they wouldn't just send the reject outcast melange toise, right? they would
Spice melange.
That spice. They would send a military force to take him out. So the premise kind of collapses in on itself. And luckily, there's a lot of fighting, and it just gets straight to the action, and it's just like, I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy. But I'm like, wait a minute, you're slaughtering all these people, and they're like, hey, we actually love this guy. And I'm like, you're kind of the bad guy, you know? So she fights and kills the lion.
The branding was too much, maybe.
Now, granted, they do try to show him as evil, so
he's like, yeah, I'm going to brand you. It's like, well, if you didn't brand them, then...
He has a harem of women that against their will, so that's obviously bad. You know, you shouldn't do that. And then they're making chains, so I guess sometimes he enslaves people that don't want to join him. He's a bad guy, right? But Wakanda's not free of blame here either. So, and then she kills him. That's it. Yeah. And then she takes the fucking... He's like, let me show you, the free world and the outside world. And she's like, okay, I'll listen. And then it does the thing where after he's done with his speech, you see the back of her head. And he's like, da-da-da-da-da, and she goes, no.
Then he does the predator thing.
They needed...
What?
He kills himself when he loses.
He goes, oh, okay,
he nukes his own fleet.
So then he blows himself up, and
But
that's
he
the
has to make.
explanation.
But he
Why
has
is
to make
there
a
no
speech
lion
while she's running away. I was
culture?
like, you could have killed her. Press the button sooner.
He gives her a speech about how she's just dumb or something, but she has time to run away while he's finishing his sentence.
monologue.
He has to finish his monologue before he presses the button. He could have just said, "Fuck you," and then she'd die. But no, she needed to go on because she goes back. She takes the artifact. She falls in the water. Couldn't retrieve the artifact, but it gets to the bottom of the ocean.
There was like 4 that he left with, and she was only able to get 1, the mask.
And so she feels like a failure. She goes home. She's like, I failed. And she goes, no, you did not fail. You ended the threat.
Yeah.
You ended the threat to Wakanda. And so
she's getting an eye patch now.
And now she got hit in the eye, but it's like the Disney hit in the eye because her eye just suddenly stops animating. And even when you're slamming into water or there's an explosion where your eye would slightly come and you would see all the blood, it would just stay shut. Stupid.
It's salt water.
So they give her an eye patch, and they say, you can join the menage a trois. And then
Wait a minute.
She said, "Nah, I'm gonna join the war dogs.
I want to be a war dog
because he was a war dog, and he let her know about it." And she's like, "Yeah, that sounds great."
And now there's war dogs.
But the whole thing is she's just this loyal soldier for Wakanda, and she doesn't believe in any of that. And then she just tells her, Wakanda tells her what to do, and she does it. But at the end, she's like, "I want Wakanda to continue telling me what to do. But I want to leave Wakanda so that I could just, be free in that way or something." Some confused mixed messaging. She's not a likable character because it's like I don't identify with just blind loyalty to a country that, you don't even really have much ties to and this and that. Just whatever. Other than being born there. And then it ends. Or and then the next episode, she's shown to be older. So they try to tie it a little bit into each episode as the eras goes along. This one was one of the weaker ones. Let's get ratings.
I was curious about the crew. I was just like, you guys got all these people. I'm like, and
tell me about them. Yeah, I want to know about these people.
Yeah.
So, not only did he have time to make a massive empire, but he had time to sail to fucking Norway. He had time to sail to fucking China.
Speak
and
perfect English.
Yeah. I'm like, man, this guy's getting shit done. Why are y'all fucking wrecking it?
I give it a 4.
Below
I
average.
wanted it. Because, again, when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, maybe I'll like this one because there would be some cool pirate stuff or something going on, but it's way too short.
Yeah, at least I like the premise of this one. I love the idea of the pirates and having to take down a pirate person.
I never got the pirate vibe. I always looked at it as a Viking invasion, just an invasion vibe.
Yeah, or evil warlord, if you don't want to call him a pirate, a guy that's just like raiding these places. I like the premise. I just think that whoever wrote it isn't up to snuff. I mean, we saw Killmonger in a Black Panther movie be one of the most believable bad guys. You're like, that guy's right. And this guy's big speech of joining where he actually can do the same kind of thing. It's like you could even have just copied what Killmonger had said a little bit, and it's like I would have had a more compelling bad guy.
But his speech sucked.
His speech sucked, which is why she kills him immediately. It's like, dude. So it's like you're not a compelling bad guy. You do have compelling bad guys, and they just some of them die off screen.
Right, they don't even push the angle that he's actually helping some people. I guess kinda, but it's not done well.
Yeah, so it's just like you didn't do anything with the potential that you had, and so it's just wasted. So, but I like a little bit of him. I would give it 5.
Yes, I gave it a 5 out of 10. Average episode, and it's just like some bones are there. We could have built on it, and there's your foundation, but didn't rise above it. Episode dos is Legends and Lies. This is the only episode directed. So there was a tandem, Todd Harris and then John Fang. John Fang directed. Todd Harris did the first one. John Fang did the second one. And this one is basically the Trojans and the Myrmidons and in Greece, and the fucking story with Achilles and the Trojan horse. And Joe's like, what is this guy in the helmet? What's his name? Basha. Basha is...
No, it's different. Basha's from
from
China.
Yeah.
I forget what
yeah, you're right. I forget what this guy's name was.
Yeah, see?
LeBron James. Joe called him LeBron
He's
James.
got that beard.
LeBron James beard.
His name's Memnon.
Memnon. And so it opens with the...
they try to take over,
Yeah.
they go with their little reaming thing, but it's a distraction. Achilles and him are going to go scale the wall and try to...
Oh, hold on. Yeah.
And he's they're scaling the wall. It's a secret mission to go kill or take the... No.
Well, they're attacking the city, and the walls are very tall, and you know the story. And apparently they see them coming, and they say, "Archer!" And the archers were already waiting there on the platform. And I was like, those dudes are just sitting there, just standing there waiting for somebody to show up. Yeah, but, they were chicks. That's right. They were chick archers, and then they fire. So I thought they were the good guys, but apparently the bad guys. And then later on, Achilles comes in, starts killing them. And I was like, all right, well, at least he's killing whoever is on the opposite
And fucking
side.
kicks him off.
And kicks them off. But the Myrmidons fought, and, the female, and then basically... They have an invasion, but it's not going well. Eventually,
they're caught.
Being overwhelmed. They got caught. However, we know why LeBron James is there, because he uses his technology to see
It zooms
that Helena of Troy
crystal
has
clear.
a jewel on her neck. And she doesn't even know what it is, but it's just a jewel that they need back. And I'm like, oh my God, there's the stupid Wakandan tech, right? But they got to retreat, and you can tell that LeBron James' character does care about Achilles, and they have a friendship, and
And more than a friendship.
And because this is Disney,
Are you
Alex is
talking
pointing
about-
out some of the subtext there. What were you saying?
Look, I don't know if you've ever read anything about Achilles, but he has particular tastes, all right? And they were very, they're like winking at each other and blowing kissy faces. And some of the dialogue
And then I
is
was like,
steamy.
now kiss.
Yeah, it's there. And then there's a lover's quarrel, and he's like, I'll
they did that back then,
never
Joe.
give to you again, and you will never take me again. And it's like,
No, it's not take me.
He says
You're
lie.
take from me.
Yeah.
Not take me. That's a lot different. Take me and take from me.
it's still
different.
penis. It's still penis.
You can interpret it that way, but there's also
If
you
you've
can
read
interpret it
anything
that
about this whole situation, there's one way to interpret it, and it's they were banging.
Well, they didn't want to push that at all, but they left the dialogue ambiguous.
Yeah.
Ambiguously gay duo.
Yeah, it's
from
exactly
SNL.
That's exactly what that is.
And we find out that they actually have text messaging. He busts out his little thing.
Yeah.
says,
Like increasingly ridiculous technology from Wakanda.
like, holy shit.
Yeah, we are at 1200 BC.
Not only that, but he has.
Oh, he has back to spray.
So he fucking spear. He saves Achilles' life by a spear going into his hand. Then later on, when nobody's looking, he uses the super selfish spray that Wakandans have.
Meanwhile-
They've been sieging the city for a decade because they sieged for 10. They said over 9 years, and he still has that spray. He has never-ending back to spray. This dude is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I fucking hate Wakanda and their tech and all the selfishness because the story really pushes how what's the fucking name? Bakai / Memnon. Bakai is his real name. So they push the story that Bakai really is Achilles' friend.
Yes.
They've been battling and fighting for 9 years. In fact, Achilles even when they retreat, they're at the camp, and one of the generals shows up. He's like, "Oh fuck, we lost again, goddammit!
Because
I don't
you."
trust your
Yeah.
friend." And it's like, it's because of him. It's like one guy's the whole problem that you couldn't. It's like, that's so stupid. You're just trying to push the
Force
conflict.
drama.
It's like, he's not from here, and they're trying to press that angle. But then Achilles explains but he's saved everybody's life here, including you and everybody. If that was really a thing, then they fucking trust the guy. As soon as you fucking take a bullet for somebody, or you're fighting side by side in the fucking bloody trenches, you're not going to be like, I hate that guy because he's not from here.
From 9 years.
Right.
Like, if it was like, that guy showed
9
up last
years.
week, it's like, this
I
dude's
could
been here
buy
for
that.
9 years.
Yeah, I can buy that. But 9 fucking years and you're still blaming this one black guy? It's like, okay, I see you trying to push some racism here or something. But the guy drops it when Achilles gives the speech, and he sticks up for his Wakandan friend. He doesn't know he's Wakandan, and who, has already saved everybody's life. Then Odysseus shows up, and he's like, hey, I got an idea.
I got horsey.
I got a horse. And they're like, all right.
Let's build
So nobody nobody checks the inside of the horse, and they show up, they give him the gift, and they pretend that they left, And so they wheel it in. They have a party. And, of course, Achilles with Bakai is in the horse. And then at night, they drop from the horse, just like a classic story. But unfortunately, they don't do their job well.
Yeah, so they're kind of changing because like everyone dies. Like all of Achilles' dudes dies. Achilles gets captured, and Memnon has to run away. And so you're like, oh, I guess he doesn't open the gates. We're changing completely changing history.
They didn't do the gate, or no, they did later. But yeah, so then they're killing the guards that are sleeping. But one guard, there's two guards that are drinking. And like, and it's like one guy's like, who wants none? And I was like, I'll run to it. And that guy died. That sucks. He seemed like a nice guy. But he ran, and he went to the bell, and it's like you could have killed this guy several times before he rang the bell. They fuck up. He rings the bell. They get overwhelmed. Yeah. But as they're getting overwhelmed in the courtyard, you see Achilles fighting. And then he looks up, and Bakai is not fighting with everybody else. He's running off. And then Bakai looks outside. Looks back and looks at Achilles. Did I have to do this? And Bakai runs off, and Achilles is like, what the hell? You know? And it turns out his only goal was to get to the palace. And he confronts Helena. And he's like, that jewel is mine. You stole it. She's like, what?
She's like, I don't care.
Yeah, she skips it. And he's like, so as long, can we leave with our lives? He's like, yeah, I don't care either. So he lets them go. But just then, as he's letting them go and he's got his artifact, that's when Achilles comes around the corner. And he was like, dude, all of our brothers are dead. You fucking left our brothers. Achilles is right. I'm totally on this guy's side. He's like, what did you, for fucking jewelry? And he's fucking pissed, and he's letting the people escape as well, so that pisses him off even more. And you see the forced drama that's about to happen here as Bakai is, I'm good, I'm benevolent, you don't understand, this and this and this, trying to explain his side. No, you just let all of your friends for 9 years die over a piece of fucking jewelry. And so they fight. And
they start fighting, and then Achilles got him in a chokehold, and then he grabs the sword, cuts him
in right in his Achilles.
He's like, it's over.
And I thought, okay, so they'll let that character go on, and he'll fight some Greek forces or something and get killed. And the reason why he got killed is because he no, it keeps going, and motherfucking Bakai is the one that kills him. And I'm like, fuck Wakanda.
He flips it and kills him. Then he's like crying in his arms.
Yeah, he whispers to him like, not everything was fake, and
was everything fake?
Yeah, they were totally
that
banging.
Subtext. Yeah. That you can read into it if you want. Yeah, and I thought that maybe they would, move. He would fight Hector later, but then he'd die because.
Nope, we go back to Wakanda.
Heel. It's just no. Wakanda kills. So did you know that Wakanda killed Achilles and the greatest fighter ever, and just so much better fighters than anybody, so much better than anybody. And I'm just not sure how the show is supposed to make us feel, because I hated Wakanda, I hated that character for doing that, but it's that complexity that I do appreciate. It's like, you went there, you felt it was the right thing. This is why you're there. You're on this blind loyalty, this mission. And so I'm waiting for them to learn a lesson or something. He never learns a lesson. He goes on.
Friendship.
And he's like, yeah, I did. And he does feel like shit.
Yes.
And he's like, but I'm still staying with the War Dogs and send me out on another mission.
Yeah.
So, and it's a kind of like and so if you think about it, it's like a broken soldier. And it's kind of sad. And so I'm glad they went there, and I'm glad they had the complexity to go there. That's why I'm going to rate this episode higher. But, it's part of the reason why I hate Wakanda. Maybe that's the point. Before they opened their culture up, they had problematic elements. So I like it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do the thing where you're supposed to hate the isolationism, which I do think is the point, you're supposed to hate it. The number 4 reveal of you only find out 500 years later sucks. And it's like, it's dumb because it's from the future.
Yeah, I hate that one. So it's the price we pay. And I'm like, I don't pay that price. I'm gonna protect my friends, my family. And they said that he had no, and he's doing it for his people back home or his friends or family. No, he doesn't even know anybody at Wakanda. So he's isolated from Wakanda too. And he's like, all right, well, send me out on more missions. But I'd prefer to protect my friends and family over that shit. But anyways, he killed his friend for Wakanda, and He says, I feel more alone here than I did out there. Send me back out there and whatever Wakanda wants, he says. And I just hate blind loyalty. I'm just not a big fan of it. So, however, because of the complexity of the story, because they just went all in on it, they're not apologizing for it, they're not trying to tie it up into a nice bow. It just leaves you to think about it. And so these are the kinds of things I hate initially, but then could grow on me. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. What about y'all?
Yeah, I don't like it anywhere near as much as that. I would have liked if they had stuck to it and then, like, Achilles dies saving him. Something along that lines, but, like, him just taking out Achilles and them changing all that stuff. And I don't know. I just don't think, again, I think I like the premise. I like the idea of some of the stuff that they were going there. I just didn't think it worked well enough for me. So probably a 5.
5.
Okay, episode 3. This is probably the best episode of them. This one is called Lost and Found. Again, China, 1400 AD.
Yep.
War Dog 99 reporting in. I took a fucking dragon head, and the little tongue has the vibranium in it. Mission completed. And he flies back to Wakanda in his spaceship that apparently so advanced. It has, fission technology or fusion technology, whatever, but no decent way to land. So they have to, like, grab it with a rubber band or something.
That doesn't seem very...
No, this makes sense.
No.
No proper landing gear procedure at all. But it's very advanced. And so this is Basha. This is the only name I remember. Basha in Igbo. So Basha comes, and then he's greeted by his, like, handler, Ebo, and they're at the headquarters, and they're talking about his mission. I just like the way Ebo looks. Looks like John Waters, a black John Waters. He's a funny guy. He's the straight man to the fucking slick, cool Basha, overly confident about everything. Mm-hmm. And but he's like, yeah, mission complete. Here's the artifact. Takes it to the artifact room. We see all the other artifacts that they're collecting because they're dumb and they keep How do these artifacts get out of there? So stupid.
No clue.
It has to be that these other countries are the ones making the artifacts, and Wakanda's just coming in and saying, mine.
Yeah, I mean, they said in this one that it was stolen 1,000 years ago. And then she's like, yeah, well, it's 1,000 years part of our culture now, so you don't get to take shit because you want to, because there's a space rock in there that you think is yours.
I just don't believe the idea that there's that many people that are broken into Wakanda. Nobody knows about Wakanda. It's the whole thing, all this advanced technology. But I guess it's Wakandans themselves that are saying, fuck you,
they
and
had
go out
text messaging.
And then misplace it.
They had global text messaging in 1200 BC.
Spaceship.
BC.
And they couldn't figure out where they left these things.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
He, like, his spyglass in 1200 BC homes in on vibranium. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? And also in 1200 BC, they have hollow sand. The very first episode, she just, like, starts dumping a bucket of sand, and there's, like, hologram pictures like they do in the thing. It's like, 1200 BC? Fuck you.
Fuck Wakanda. And so, but that actually means that Wakanda is like a kind of not as cool as you thought, because they are a stagnant as hell civilization. Their tech really hasn't barely advanced over time. I mean, if they've had that for that long. Anyways, so something came with it. Go ahead.
So he escapes. He grabs the head of this sacred dragon statue, which is, it's in this big fort that he's in. He gets back to Wakanda, and then he's getting, talking to by his CO, and then something goes wrong, and they're like, hey, no one has checked in after cleaning out your flight logs or something, and we see the lady get pulled in. And then we see, I don't think a very good-looking Iron Fist.
With him on his airship. Yeah. It's stowed away on his airship. At the beginning, we saw him, laying with a lady. So he's testing, he's sowing his oats amongst the local culture. And
he said he was stuck there. He was stuck there for a blizzard, so ain't no heat like body heat.
Mm-hmm. So predictable, because the second she comes out fighting and she's the Iron Fist, we knew that this was going to be his girlfriend that he was having sex with. And that's exactly what it is. But here, good music, good fighting. She fucks this place up because she's the Iron Fist, and the Wakandans are finally getting their asses kicked. Since, I don't know, the random chef can beat up anybody out in the world, I suppose. And a bunch of they fight with a bunch of artifacts, like the Chinese fan, and then they use the things, and he's getting his ass kicked, really, because she's the Iron Fist. Gets the upper hand, uses some kind of device to goo gun to chain her to the roof, but she goes, I am the immortal Iron Fist, and she breaks it very easily, and he's like, fuck, like, I can't fight, there's nothing I could do. That's when Ebo comes in, because they hatch this plan once they figure out, oh, fuck, this is our fault. And they overhear the main guy's like, oh, they're fucking in trouble. And so he's like, we got to find a way out of this. Plan. Yeah. But I like the kind of, the odd couple thing and Ebo and his relationship. And anyways, after the fight, after she goes, I am Iron Fist, and does her big fist explosion, they can't stop her. And she goes to the fucking armory, and she takes the tongue out of the Jade Dragon, and that's it.
He's like, this
and he goes, wait a minute.
You should have just trusted me.
You could have just disconnected the tongue from the
it's
thing
about
the whole
trust,
time.
Joe.
And he's like, fuck, you're right. So the dude confesses that he didn't trust anybody, and he should be a better person.
Like her.
And he did like her. Because they do a little backstory. You see the cut flashback where she nursed him to health, and they kiss, but it's off screen. And
Shadows kiss.
Shadow kiss. And then, but then at the end, it's like, well, you can't visit Wakanda. They'll kill you. Like, if you accidentally go into Wakanda, they're not letting you leave. You'll die. But here they come up with, okay, so how do they explain this? Well, Basha comes up with a story that it was Ebo's plan the whole time, and he was training, and this was all to test their readiness. And Wakanda buys it. I guess they so advanced they have no cameras, no guards in the.
Only saying holograms.
Only saying holograms. So they must have got that technology from us, our video cameras in the 1980s, the portable cameras or something. I don't know. Yeah. And so the Wakanda buys it. I like Ebo. I like that explanation, and I like this episode because they didn't make the Iron Fist shitty or Wakanda's beating him up. And they come up with a clever way to explain it. And the character learns a lesson. It's like a mini arc in 20 minutes. It worked for me. 8 out of 10.
6.
4. I don't like Basha as a character at all.
He was kind of annoying.
He was very annoying.
His explanation of everything I thought was
the point of him.
Insanely stupid, and like you can't show me the most advanced civilization the Earth has ever known and have them all be fucking morons.
I think that's the point, though.
Yeah,
that's they're getting these artifacts everywhere.
Yeah, but if like the point for me not to like them, then it's like, all right, I don't like them.
I don't like you.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Episode 4, the final episode. This one is the Ethiopia 1896.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the rifles that they're using, and you hear them. They're not sitting there reloading for a while.
They're just standing so.
There's rapid fire rifle. Pop. Apparently, these are single shot repeater rifles. I guess Wakandan did give their tech to somebody. No. The guns should not fire like that, but I don't know. The art director, I guess, forgot about that little bit. He did also forget about tomatoes and carrots and some of these other things. But anyways, the story is about the prince who is on a ride-along with one of the famous war dog bodyguards.
He wanted to be a war dog because he wants to make history because he is the third in line.
Like, this sucks.
He's not going to get the heir, so he wants to make history and do something meaningful. So he's going to make his history by becoming a war dog.
Yeah. And I forgot. I missed the third in line. I thought that I was like, why would this motherfucker be out here at risk?
Yeah.
But he's third in line. So they bicker. There's some bickering back and forth here. I'm rolling my eyes. It gets a little bit more interesting, and then it gets very interesting, or it should be very interesting, but it doesn't really work. But basically, they make references to the war dog, to the director of the War Dogs, Nani, whatever.
The very first one that ever came back with an artifact. Yeah.
And so that's how they tie the episodes together. But there's like, I don't really care if the prince makes it back to Wakanda. They're like, I don't know if we're going to make it back. Just shut up. And then but he's like, oh, there's where the artifact is. And the prince is like, well, let's go get it. Well, no, we have to take this. We have to do this.
It's too dangerous.
Then while he's talking, the prince just leaves and gets the fucking artifact. And he's like, all right, we win. And you'll notice right away that it is the hammer from
Black Panther.
the original Black Panther that Killmonger, is looking at in the art museum and takes back. So you can tell from this point, we're going to have to find a way to connect these two, and this will connect right into the future MCU. But it gets wild as hell. As they collect the fucking artifact, they're driving back in this vehicle, this advanced vehicle with
Doesn't
balls.
make sense. Just the ball just goes, it opens up and then closes. Like, why? Why would you do that? It just seems like a waste.
This advanced vehicle with balls that separate
But
for
this is-
better mobility in the jungle. Does that not
doesn't-
make sense to you? Your balls separating for better mobility?
Sometimes your balls get in the way when you
Sometimes
can't move, and you
Sometimes
gotta.
your balls separate when
Yeah.
it gets hot outside. And you better mobility.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's
It
like-
looks stupid, and I hate it.
It
But
does.
then I'm with Joe, but I'm just saying.
Doesn't-
Anyways, all of a sudden, there's this ghostly figure with the fucking shield wall or something, and the vehicle gets toppled over.
Yeah, and so what happens is this 7-foot tall woman and them, they had to do a fight, and then they're fighting, and then it's not great. Nothing about this is particularly interesting. And then all of a sudden she starts to speak to them as she's a Wakandan. So rather than be like, "Halt, fellow Wakandans! I don't want to destroy your vehicle."
Only when she's losing.
And yeah,
Only
I'm
when she's
using the only technology that only we know about and only I have, so of course you're going to believe I'm
Like,
Wakanda.
damn it, they're beating me up. Hey guys, let's
she's like, "I'm from the future in 400 years, and let me show you." And then she thumbs their foreheads and then shows them the vision of
I didn't know
Wakanda.
Black Panther had that power.
Well, they do in the future, Joe. Okay. They develop all sorts of crazy stuff, like being 7 feet tall.
And getting their asses kicked by a third-in-line prince and a washed-up war dog.
Yeah.
The last Black
she was
Panther's
very,
that powerful?
She was very tired from fighting the bugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
It almost killed her.
And then they're like, "Oh yeah, I totally believe that this is going to happen. We have to put the hammer back because the hammer has to be discovered by white people. It has to make it into a museum. It has to be used by, and we don't know this, but Killmonger. And then that is going to what ends the isolationist streak of Wakanda, because Wakanda's been an asshole forever. And he's like, the whole world will die.
Why do we need to end the isolation streak of Wakanda?
Because the space bugs.
Bugs!
Well, they're not technically space bugs. They're like Earth bugs. They're underground Earth bugs, and the horde, and they're going to kill.
But also space bugs.
But they're going to kill absolutely everyone. And we didn't. Even when the whole Earth was being destroyed, we were like, we're still not going to
doing
help.
nothing.
Yeah, because
And-
we're Wakanda.
And it's like, you're the
Fuck
dumbest
you.
people.
So they let the Earth die, and then when
Their
the
little
bugs get to their bubble, they're invaded, and they
Even
lose.
it was too much for us. I was
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, maybe we
Fuck
should have
y'all.
helped.
Fuck Wakanda.
But so Wakanda has developed the ability to go back in time using, they say quantum. And they're like, well, quantum. And
Only way worse.
then she goes back in time, and rather than be like, hey, I need your help, can you just like not do what you're doing? She fights them, because that's the greatest way to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was going to try to get the hammer, but that doesn't make sense because the hammer needs to. So I don't understand her plan. I just don't like I don't like time travel things because then it's like, okay, so let's say, what was her plan? Her plan was to disable
To
them,
find
take
out
the hammer,
which
put the
one it
hammer to the
was,
future, but that's not what it's supposed to be. She's supposed to leave the hammer there so that Warmonger can get the hammer so that he can conflict with fucking T'Challa so that they can become non-isolationists and then be ready to fight the galactic horde threat from under and above and fight back and win.
Yeah.
And
But what was her
she-
plan?
She was going to put it back in the grandfather clock, which was the hiding
She
place.
was going to show up and find the hammer and put it.
That's why
back.
she's like trying to rip open the car, because she's
Okay.
looking for it, and she's going to do all those things. But instead of
But-
using her words,
Yeah.
we're like,
Which
oh.
she has a limited amount of time that we find out later because she phases out her
Yeah.
suit timey-wimey thing. The plot device decides, nope, you're gone.
There's only a certain amount of quantums that you can quantum.
Yeah, and but we do get a flash forward, so we see all the Wakandans fighting the Horde, and you see the Horde is revealed in this small animated thing.
There's only like
and
3 of them, though. I was hoping that for a horde we'd have
for
more
a
than
horde,
3,
yeah.
like, because, horde.
There's a Horde.
I mean, you would call them a
Do
few
you get
if you
to
want.
see
the
cool-
few?
Do you get to see cool shit like the fucking Avengers fighting the Horde and animated things and all the Hulk?
This
and
is
then
the
he
eyes of
hulks out,
Wakanda.
And then there's but they see that the Earth's forces and superheroes are defeated easily. Do we get to see the
Yeah,
future
no, but
version
that
of
was
the
a-
Avengers?
no.
We had the Avengers of Stone Age that I just read to y'all. Do we get the Avengers of the future age? No. It's just Wakanda. It's just the bald-headed ladies menage a trois that fight him, and apparently a single menage a trois can kill a fucking horde.
one.
Which but okay. But it's but they do the thing. They place the thing back. They place the axe. It's the greatest threat to the galaxy, and it's all taken care of because of this axe. So the prince gets what he wants. He's famous for having set this up.
They don't really know.
He'll never know.
He'll never know.
Oh, that sucks. But at least he knows for himself.
Yeah, so he took the blame.
So at the very end, he's trying to put the artifact back, but there's in the middle of a war zone, and a building then falls on his bodyguard friend who has the Black Panther gauntlets, who the second it smacked his gauntlets, he should be able to just punch it off, but he's crushed. And
it's a dramatic moment.
I can't leave you.
He had plenty of time. He put on the gloves, and then he smacks him, then he turns around. I was like, you could have jumped out the way.
And you could have just punched it right there, but it's forced drama.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
And I was like, leave me. We okay?
It's supposed to be the horde. It's supposed to be like this great epic thing, and it just is. So it doesn't have
Very
the epic
flat.
feel that it should.
Nope. Then we get the scene of Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, so
it's a stand-in. It's not him that's dressed like him, So it's like
it's
you
a
see.
cartoon. What are you talking
No, it's a
about?
live-action scene.
It was. I thought it was a cartoon.
I thought they just used the same scene and just put it up.
But you think it's a stand-in?
Yeah.
They refilmed it. Why do they got to refilm? Why did they just put? Why does it do what Joe said?
Was it a freeze frame? Was it?
No,
I think it was animated.
I think it was a free. Like it just zoom in. I don't know.
Fucking animated. There's
I'm
no
not
way
gonna
that's
watch.
live action.
I'm not gonna go back and
look
watch
at
it. No, I'm not.
Give me a rating.
4.
Yeah, 4. Not particularly interesting.
Don't care about it. 4.
Space bugs.
So yeah, but 5-4, something like that. All right.
The suits kind of looked weird. Kept thinking of like Rick James kind of vibe with their space suits.
They do look a lot like Rick James. Yeah.
I never thought about that, but okay.
I was thinking about that. I was like, hey, there's some Rick
Wakandan
James
spacesuits in the future. And she's the last Black Panther, and I don't know.
Not anymore. They fixed it.
They fixed it.
Oh, right. Gotcha. So that future may not happen. We don't know.
Actually, we don't think we could get any more Black
That
Panthers.
future will happen, but they'll fight off the horde.
Because didn't all of the flowers, the herb, gone?
Well,
they're gone,
apparently
right?
we will get a new Black Panther, and that's Wakanda forever because we have what's her name, Shuri, and then so we do have new Black Panthers.
But I thought
they'll find another way to make Black Panthers.
They'll have to find a way because there are no more. After Shuri had the very last one.
That's right. So
there are
Black Panther 3, whenever
underground.
Ryan Coogler decides.
One more.
Can we just make Shuri and have her be Q again and do all the gadgets and stuff and have someone
Yeah,
who's
I don't
good
really
at action?
I never liked her as Black Panther.
You don't make Q James Bond. You find a new James Bond.
Even if it's that way in the comics, I don't care.
Yeah.
I guess they're gonna do that little kid as the next Black Panther or something. Didn't they tease the Black Panther son?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
No. I watched the second one on an
somebody's
airplane.
son,
I wasn't
I know.
paying very much attention because it wasn't very good.
All right, well, that's about it, guys. Thank you so much. That's Eyes of Wakanda. All 4 episodes for you covered in an hour. Tell us what you thought, or just thank us because you don't have to watch it now. You just watch this and hang out with us. And we like doing that for you. And if you have seen it, then tell us what you think. You think we're wrong? Was it way better, or do you think it's worse? What do you think of the animation and the stories and the characters? So thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.